Hey guys, and welcome back. To get all of our pick content, you can check that out at our main website, stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. And be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel to continue to get all of our pick video plays. Heading into today's action for Saturday, we're going to be talking about this contest here in the American League Central between the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. Clearly two teams that have different goals and priorities at this point in the year. Not a whole lot of baseball left to be played, but Minnesota clearly staking, potentially trying to stake a claim to one of those wild card spots, meaning winning's very important for them right now. Sitting 6 games above 500, 80 and 74 overall, coming off back-to-back wins so far in this series against the Tigers, and getting the job done in rather convincing fashion, outscoring Detroit thus far in the series 19 to 4. So some dominant ball here coming from the Twins, and that's not a surprise, of course, because Minnesota trying to grab one of those wild card spots while Detroit sitting in last place in the division at 30 games under 500. Their manager is going to be on the way out. It's been just a terrible situation for the Tigers this year, a high payroll, bad farm system, and a team that's underperformed. It'll be interesting to see where this Tigers organization goes in the future, but Minnesota, on the other hand, not a whole lot was expected out of this team this year, but they've been able to scrape together a lot of wins. A very scrappy team. They don't necessarily have the greatest pitching, but their offense has been able to carry them on occasion, and more often than not, they've been able to go ahead and get the job done. But on the year, this pitching staff hasn't been great, but also hasn't completely imploded. They're ranked 22nd in all of baseball in total team earned run average, and their offense has been quite good, ranking 8th in all of baseball in total runs scored. And when this Twins offense gets rolling, they can be pretty tough to stop. And today, Minnesota going to be sending out one of their top arms, a guy that's really been a very positive influence overall on the pitching numbers for the Twins, and that's been 34-year-old righty veteran Ervin Santana, who's actually been one of the better starters in the American League this year. He sits on just a 3.34 ERA. He's racked up 161 strikeouts with just a 1.14 whip, and he's a guy that will go out and usually give you about 6 or 7 innings or so and set you up to put you in a position to go on to get the win with just a little bit of run support. And that's what Santana's been doing. He's racked up 15 wins this year. He's been solid in his last 2 outings, giving up just 2 earned runs in his last start on the road against the Yankees and 0 earned runs against the Padres in the start before that. So it's not like he's trending in a really bad direction. As of right now, even for a guy that's logged almost 200 innings and 31 total starts, we've still been getting a lot of solid pitching performances out of Santana. And with his team needing him to continue to perform, we expect that to be the case. So the home team today, the Detroit Tigers, obviously a big disappointment. Whenever you have a really high payroll, and over the years they've traded away a lot of their farm prospects to get some of these guys, but also going out to the free agent market and getting guys. And the Detroit Tigers knew somewhat early on this year that they probably weren't going to be a factor in the AL Central. They have made some trades that we are in favor of to try to begin the process of rebuilding that farm system and bringing in some younger guys to maybe work their way up to the organization. But a team that has been a huge disappointment, 62 and 92 overall, and pitching has been a real problem for the Tigers, ranking dead last in all of baseball in total team earned run average. Their offense also less than league average, ranking 17th in all of baseball in total number of runs scored. And over the past month or so, there hasn't really been many worse teams in baseball than the Detroit Tigers. And this is a team that just doesn't have a lot of fight right now. Their manager isn't going to be coming back for next year. It's pretty much just players playing for their own statistics at this point, not having a cause to rally behind. And with that being the case, they've continued to rack up quite a number of losses, currently riding a 5-game losing streak. And today the Tigers are going to be sending out 26-year-old lefty Matthew Boyd, who hasn't been great. He's made 23 starts this year, sitting on a very elevated 5.33 ERA with a 1.57 whip. However, Boyd was great in his last outing, albeit against the Chicago White Sox. Is a good sign there for Boyd, given the fact that in his previous 8 starts, the Tigers had gone on to lose every single one of them. But in his last outing, he went a complete game, 9 innings, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. It's certainly worth saying that that is an outlier in terms of the results that we've been seeing out of Boyd this year. Coming into this one against a Minnesota offense that can clearly put the ball in the seats and score a lot of runs, and with a lot more to play for, maybe Boyd doesn't have quite as much success, and maybe it's just an outlier performance and he'll regress more to the mean, but that's still left to be seen. In his last outing against Minnesota, which came back in the middle portion of August. Boyd logged 5 2/3 innings at home, giving up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks to 5 strikeouts. So not a great outing by any means for Boyd in that one. And that's typically the kind of starts that we've been seeing out of Boyd this year. So coming into this one, guys, clearly not a surprise to see Minnesota favored, coming in at this one at about -160 to -170. In about that range, they have the clear edge in terms of the starting pitching matchup. They have a lot more incentive to win right now. Detroit's been a very disappointing team this year, and they have just completely fallen off the cliff over the past month or so of action, falling into the basement of the division. There's just a lot going in the direction of Minnesota's favor, and this one also dominating so far in this series, picking up 2 wins, outscoring the Tigers 19-4 thus far. So a lot going right in Minnesota's favor. So we're going to go ahead side with the road team today, taking the Twins straight up as our MLB pick video play. And again, guys, if you want all of our pick content, you can check that out at our main website, stumpthespread.com, linked in the video description, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to continue to get all of our pick video plays. So thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.